This is a review of a Black Series Darth Vader. This one is specifically for the New Hope and released all the way back in 2023. This figure does have a cloth detail to it as well as his normal lightsaber. This figure goes for a little over $24 if you buy it retail like a normal sized action figure. I was able to pick it up on Target clearance for just a little bit over $11, which is a steal. This Darth Vader figure is, of course, an iconic piece to have in anyone's collection and is the fifth in mine. So here's a look at the figure out of the box. Again, this is from A New Hope specifically. His outfit doesn't really change throughout the entire original trilogy, but it is from the boarding the Tantive scene, so we'll have that nice, shiny new armor. Starting off with his helmet, it doesn't add a lot of detail. I would have liked it if it had red eyes, but technically if it's from A New Hope, it wouldn't. But it doesn't really have a lot of adjustment, which for some reason I kind of like because it kind of reminds me of the old Vader costume, and the Vader in general cannot move his head a lot anyway, so it's kind of accurate with that amount of posability. His helmet is not removable, or at least there isn't a face underneath, but you can see he has obviously this giant cape, which is actually really nice because I know Vader's cape is technically a little bit longer, and they added a lot of nice cloth, and it also comes with the waist cape as well. But if you move it out of the way, you can see the very detailed arm printing. The hand motions that he has is pretty easily just like the lightsaber, and you can also technically use this as a force choke if you wanted to, but it fits his lightsaber nicely, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And then you have this one, which could also technically be a force choke, but I personally think it's something like a pointing, like you commanded some officer or someone to do something. I feel like that's kind of what it reminds me of a little bit more, probably from the Tantive scene. Again, you get the nice chest plate buttons, and I really like how the cloth is actually running all the way down, so this is actually cloth on his chest plate area as well, and it also looks from his shoulders to his like center chest actually is like very continuing, so it looks very nice even with the cloth covering it. The belt also has a lot of intricate details with the green and red buttons, and it looks very nice overall. And his boots also have a lot of good detail, even though they are sort of covered up by the bottom waist cape there. But the cool thing about his lightsaber, of course, it represents the normal lightsaber that we see him using in episode 4, and you get that nice crimson blade like a normal lightsaber. You might be able to pick up the Anakin from the live action, I guess, Ahsoka series, where he is shown in the World Between Worlds. In one certain scene, he does have a flashing lightsaber from blue to red, of course, representing his light side, and then the dark side for Ahsoka. Obviously, the lightsabers actually can't fit in Anakin's hand because each lightsaber, I guess, is tailored specifically for the user's hands that is actually supposed to have his lightsaber, but Anakin sadly isn't, so technically it is a little bit on the more accurate side because Vader's lightsaber would be a little bit more like thicker in the bottom of the hilt, so it would make a little bit more sense. I was also thinking when you would have Vader's lightsaber with Anakin, Anakin could have Vader's lightsaber, and then Vader would use Anakin's, so Vader would have the blue one, and then Anakin would have the red one, and then you could sort of recreate the scene at the end of the Clone Wars, like the very, very end, where Ahsoka buries one of her lightsabers, and Vader picks it up a while ago, but obviously it wouldn't be the exact hilt, like hilt if you look really closely, but I feel like the blue in general would match it. And if you look very closely, you can also see all the details on Anakin's or Vader's lightsaber, which I'm actually very surprised. I'm always like impressed with the amount of detail they added. Vader's is one of my favorite lightsabers in general. There is a lot of detail there. You can see even all the detail on the like activation button there, and they even added this little ring, which you can't really actually move. Technically, you can bend it a little bit, but it's not really part of the design. Has that nice long crimson blade like usual. Again, really happy with the amount of detail they're able to include in it overall. And of course, it is the exact same length as all the other Black Series lightsabers you get in any other action figure. Overall, I feel like this figure will work nice in basically any collection as a classic and an instant buy if you do not have him in your Black Series collection. And I'm only starting to grow mine, but honestly, this would be one of the first ones I would add to my checklist of necessary ones. It's pretty basic figure, but I think they did a very good job with it. I really like all the fabric and the little attention to details they have in this figure. I believe it was made back in 2023. It has the normal retail price of this size action figure, which is, I believe, like $24, $25. But I was able to pick it up, I believe, over half off, technically, a little bit over $11. So that's definitely steal. And I'm not sure when this Black Series retires, but I would definitely recommend picking it up on any sale you have. Really awesome figure.